Hey everyone, and happy Tuesday. It's your girl, hashtag JLoan in the building, coming at you with another mortgage tip because it's another Tuesday and you know what we do on those days, right? I'm so excited today, and yes, I am going to talk about it because I am a true fan, not a bandwagon fan, and it's going to lead into my mortgage tip. So I wore my Miami Heat colors today because we pulled off something that many people didn't really even believe that we could do, right? We have been considered the underdog. We were told we weren't supposed to even be in the playoffs. All these things that come about. And I just want to say, go Heat, right? But I also want to talk about being an underdog, all right? And how it relates to the mortgage, business, okay? And I, for one, love me an underdog story. Love me. I watch them all the time. But I want to talk about my move to Texas really quickly because in the mortgage business, when you move, you kind of have to start all the way over again, okay? Because you build relationships and referral partners, you do all of these things, and then if you move, you kind of have to start over, right? And so when I moved to Texas, where I first worked, it was kind of like, they were like, hey, you got to go out and you got to source your own business. But I wasn't from here. I'm a Miami girl, I'm a Florida girl, but I'm sure you guys know that, right? And so I didn't really know how I was going to go generate business and didn't have that really in my background because where I worked before, sorry, my camera keeps moving, but where I worked before, leads were provided to us and it was our job to kind of turn them into clients, right? And so when I moved here, I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to do. So I decided at that moment that I was going to work with the underdog, right? And the underdog, if you know by definition, just really means that you have little or no chance of winning, or at least that's what people believe, right? And I've always kind of worked with the underdog because that was going to be my way to help the client that people weren't going to help or needed the help and wanted to buy a home, but nobody wanted to help them because either their scores were bad or they didn't have the savings and they just didn't have the education. Unfortunately, there's a lot of loan officers that won't work with borrowers that don't have the perfect story, right? The fairy tale ending, right? And so I decided that was going to be my clientele. How can I help the borrower that no one wants to help, right? And to each its own, right? Everybody decides to do their business different ways, but I thought of my own life and my own family and how I would have felt if someone didn't want to help my mom because we didn't grow up fortunate, right? We didn't grow up having tons of money and probably great credit and things of that sort. And what if my mom wanted to buy a home? Would somebody help her, okay? And so I started this journey of helping borrowers that didn't qualify, which led to years later me creating JLoan and then creating all these Mortgage Tip Tuesdays and educational information because I want to truly, truly help you understand that everyone can buy a home, but your journey is your journey. And maybe your neighbor may buy tomorrow and you may buy 2 years from now. But your journey is whatever you tell your mind that you are able to do, right? I was listening to LeBron James talk about his daughter stating that she did not want to either play a certain sport or do something because she was afraid to fail. And unfortunately in our world, failure really it limits us, right? And he says he told his daughter, no, I want you to do it. Because I want you to fail. Because when you fail, you know how to get better. You know what you have to do. You know what not to do. It gives you kind of like a ground. And once you're down, I mean, the only way you can go is up, right? So not to make this video too long, but I want to kind of help you in your home journey. Because if you listen to the noise on the outside, you may never buy because there's so many voices in our own heads that may tell us that we're just not good enough, right? And so I just wanted to talk about a little bit of, first, whenever you think about buying a home, the first thing you want to do is you want to educate yourself, right? Tons of information out there, whether good or bad. I honestly, truly think that you should go to my YouTube page. This is raw, this is me, this is raw information given to you to help you through your process. Watch all of the videos on there. And if you find that you want something more, just reach out to me and I will help you, okay? So that's www.youtube.com/the JLoan, okay? Number 2, you got to speak with a loan officer for a step-by-step playbook. And this will tie in with this one right here. I should have put get out of your own head, stop getting advice from the wrong people above it. Because if you want to, you don't go get doctor advice, from your veterinarian, right? You go talk to the people that specialize in what it is that you want, right? If you want to be a great loan officer, follow great loan officers. If you want to be a great basketball player, follow the steps of those that come before you, right? So the same thing with a home loan. You don't get a home loan and go talk to your neighbor, right? You get a home loan and you find a trusted partner, and you can look at Google reviews, you can look at their YouTube content, their Facebook, you can see, is this even a person I want to do business with, right? You have all of the information in the world right here at your fingertips. We're on our phones every day. So you can find a person that you trust, and it's time for you to give them a call so that they can give you a step-by-step playbook. And you don't have to pull your credit at that conversation, because it could be just fact-finding and finding out if that's the person you want to work with, you trust, and you ask your questions to, right? The next one is, at some point you have to pull your credit with a mortgage loan officer. This is not Credit Karma. This is not through your bank. You must pull it through a mortgage loan officer and let us tell you what we see, because we're the ones that are able to run it through automated underwriting. We're the one that know all of the guidelines and the changing guidelines. So you got to pull it. And I really recommend a year before you want to buy, but some people will do 6 months. The reason I recommend a year is because of the fact that if there's something that you need to repair or fix that is causing you not to qualify, you want to give yourself the time so that it's not a rush, right? Because credit can't always be rushed to fix it. You need time to do that. And with my underdogs that I've always worked with, some of them were able to buy in 6 months with the right advice. Some of them, it took 2 years. And so you need that advice and that time to, one, create your playbook, but also give you the time to do the things necessary to help you. Number 5, save as much money as you can, okay? And I tell my borrowers this all the time. This means you need to buy what you need versus what you want. There's a difference, right? If you want a new car, if you want a new purse, if you want all these things, we're willing to make all these sacrifices for it. But when it comes to buying a home, we get blindsided, but all the 100% and this and that, and we think it's very easy. No, the same way you would save for a purse, obviously a way bigger purchase, right? The same way you would save for a car, you got to save for a home. These are banks lending you hundreds of thousands of dollars and trusting that you will pay it back. If they don't see that you can manage your own money and create a savings, a padding, reserves, sometimes it makes it very hard for a lender or an underwriter to give that stamp of approval. So whatever that timeline is for you, 1 year, 2 year, find a way to make sacrifices for the bigger things that you want, okay? Remember, a home is one of the biggest purchases that you have, but it also is something that does create financial freedom in your future as you build equity, okay? I have seen home loans pay for colleges. I have seen home loans consolidate debt. I have seen home loans where parents help children through the equity in their home. I don't know any other asset that you can have that can do that besides just having the cash, which isn't always realistic, right? So save as much money as you can. Again, sacrifice what I need versus what I want. And if you can sacrifice the wants and just do what you need. I promise you, everyone can save some money, okay? And then here's a fun fact. Based on a survey, over 50% of home buyers stated that the hardest part of buying a home was actually finding the home. So weird but true, you may think that the mortgage process is hard, and honestly, the hardest thing that I see is for borrowers to really open up, right? With talking to us comes fear of rejection, embarrassment of where you are, where you stand, what your credit scores look like. And the truth is, we all have a story. We all have a past, whether it's our credit, whether it's our relationships, whether it's our past relationships, we all have a story, right? And you got to find someone that you feel comfortable enough to share your story with, who you feel really isn't going to judge you. And honestly, when I look at someone's story, I just try to find pieces so that I can put that story in that picture and take it from being all over the place and putting those pieces so perfectly together that your dream comes true. We paint the beautiful mortgage Picasso picture for the underwriter, and then you have a success story and a testimony to share as to where you came from to where you are today. As you can see, I make these videos raw. I don't perform this. I write my little notes on here, but I'm speaking to you from my heart. And I hope that you trust me enough to one day either use me to help you with your home loan, refer me your family, your friends, your trusted business partners. If I can help you with anything, I'm one phone call away. That's 817-601-5456. It's your girl, #JLoan. I'm signing off. Go Heat versus the Nuggets. And if I can help you, again, just reach out. I want you to have a very successful rest of your week. I want you to be safe. And of course, I want you to be blessed. I'll talk to you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.